Greetings, John O'Flaherty, the B3 burner. We're going to take a look back at my 1970 Ford LTD, which I owned between the years of 2016 and 2019. It's been a while. What I want to look at is the oddness and the peculiarity of other people driving your car. It seems weird sitting in the back seat and watching someone else drive your car. This happened May 5th, 2018. My girlfriend's son and his wife sat up front, and he drove the car, and I kind of took it all in and got a kick out of it. Here we go. Yeah, that's cool. I've never been in the back seat of my own car. That's always fun.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's the
big one?
Yeah, big one.
It's so weird not wearing a chest belt. Is it legal?
Yeah, it's legal.
It's legal because it didn't come factory that way, so they don't expect you to retrofit it.
Girl, you better move before I run you over.
Hopefully I don't think we're going up that far. I fixed that turn signal so it doesn't stick.
Oh yeah?
Or the opposite. Garage sale here, so everybody's relocating themselves and moving.
Yeah. I noticed that there's a lot of people with garage sales around here right now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I've never ridden in a car with a hood that's 20 feet long. Nice turn signal.
So it's one thing to see somebody you know driving your own car. It's quite another thing to see a total stranger driving your car. So let me set this up. November 2019, I sold the car to a guy in Gilroy. As far as I know, the guy in Gilroy then turned around and sold the car, kind of a short turnaround. I think he was just trying to flip it, which is a shame, but hey, that's neither here nor there, or none of my business. He went and sold it to a guy, I think in Southern California. And he was a person who went and put it on a consignment site called Vintage Car Connections, and I saw my car on YouTube posted by Vintage Car Connections, and he recorded this in October 2021, almost 2 years, 1 year and 11 months after I sold it to the guy in Gilroy. So here we go. Well, you could imagine my absolute surprise when I'm surfing the internet one night for 1970 Fords when I come across this and I said, wow, that looks a lot like my car. But it couldn't be. I said, well, I recognize those tires and those wheels. Hercules, that has to be my car. But I wasn't quite sure until they came around the back here and I saw my license plate, 389 AVI. I couldn't believe it. I said, my God, my car on somebody else's channel and they're trying to sell it. So they do the rev up and they show you the exhaust. Pretty powerful sound. Bear in mind these cars were originally somewhat luxury cars. The Bromes were never intended to be sported out like this, but that's what the guy who sold it to me had done. And then I had made a few improvements, but they improved beyond that themselves. They found the correct matching passenger side mirror, which I couldn't find. They took away the steering wheel cover, which is unfortunate that I so lovingly secured to it, but I reckon they had their reasons. Those tires are nice, hardly any tread wear on them. I mean, I drove the car, but I didn't drive it exceedingly much. It just had a really sharp look without the chrome on the side, down the side. Chrome where it belongs, but not overly done, like I've seen some of them. So this guy's looking to sell the car. I originally sold it to a guy in Gilroy in November 2019, who I presume sold it to this guy, who I think is in the Los Angeles area. At one point, they drive to Bear Divide in the Angeles National Forest, which I'll show you on a map, is in Southern California, north of San Fernando, the city of San Fernando, and slightly north and west of LA. Now, this is one thing they did. They put in LED lights, which I'm not sure I agree with, but they're probably cast further down the road and they're better for sight. There we go. The cameraman's on the outside watching it go by, looking very impressive. They had to have tightened up the suspension even more than I had it, because there is no way you would take a big car like this on roads this narrow so aggressively. I mean, this guy's probably a very good driver, but he had to have done something with the car too for it to handle these turns so well. And as I said, he's up in the mountains north of LA. I'll show you the exact spot on the map where he is at the end. He must have those glasses with those Google glasses with cameras in the frames to get that point of view. And he's taking those roads pretty good. He knows the car is set low, so he must have known that bump was there, and he slowed down appropriately. So he certainly knows the road, has probably been on it a number of times. Who knows, if he's a independent car seller, possibly he does all his test drive videos on the same road. I'll admit I have some seller's regret. Not that I don't like the Cadillac, but I wish I could have kept both. I could have kept this one in 2019 and then gotten the Cadillac 2 years later in 2021 and have both, but there's no room to put both cars, and well, it just wasn't going to work. So, and I needed the money from the sale of this one to eventually buy the Cadillac, which I wasn't planning on doing at the time. When I sold this car, I was thinking of getting out of the hobby altogether. But 2 years later, I missed being in it. Now, if you look at as he pans around, look at the sign in the background. It says Bear Divide up at the top. When he goes to the other side of the car, it says Angeles National Forest. There we go. Bear Divide Picnic Area, Angeles National Forest. So now he's giving you a look at the engine, which is important. Got to see that. We worked so hard, Shelly and I, painting this car on the inside. Boy, I wish we hung on to it. And that's where it was. You can see the marker up in the northwest of Los Angeles. That's where he was doing his test drive. And that's pretty much it. John O'Flaherty, B3 Burner. You have a good night.